We got JJK slander. Jacksepticeye is a better anime analyst than us. 2 years ago clip, but hey, I still want to check it out.
So mentioning anime, are you a big anime guy?
I want to be. I want to have like that knowledge of like the obscure shit. But I'm such a normie when it comes to anime.
But most conversation you'll ever have about anime is a normie conversation.
That's true.
Like, Jerry and Garnt know so many things, and you just seem pretentious if you're like, I know this show.
No.
Yeah, you guys do seem pretentious.
Okay. Like
absolutely.
we have all this knowledge, and then we have like the same like conversations 90% of the time anyway, because everyone's watching.
Yeah, that's what I've learned recently though, is that like it doesn't matter how much actual knowledge you have on the medium, because 90% of the questions are going to be, so what did you think about the latest Attack on Titan episode? It's going to get to like that level, right?
Yeah.
Look, that new season of Attack.
So snobby. Knowledge of the medium. Yes, I want a random obscure anime from the 80s and 90s and then a PhD thesis deconstructing the anime. It ain't that deep. It ain't that deep, right?
Attack on Titan sucks. I hate it.
Whoa, I thought this was gonna be JJK slander. Attack on Titan sucks? No. Attack on Titan is an amazing anime. Such a brilliant writing. Now, the ending, guess what? I actually still haven't seen the final season. I've been procrastinating. I was thinking about, do I react to this or not? Do I want to redo from the beginning? I don't know. I've left that off. If we exclude the ending, I think the bulk of Attack on Titan's story is fucking phenomenal.
Hate it.
I think it was
Really?
I think it was building up for the last one.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm being a bit harsh, but I feel like, God, are we actually having?
It was like
Okay. We're getting into this now.
I loved all the first 3 seasons. I got into the manga. I read all of it. The ending was like whatever it was.
I haven't read it yet.
I haven't read the manga yet.
So you're even like ahead of us in this game then.
And the ending, I was like, whatever. And then I was like waiting for it to happen. I was like, there's a couple of good scenes in there. And then it happened. I was like, Mappa are so.
Okay, fair. He hates the ending, but loved everything before leading up to it. That's perfectly fine, right? That is the popular opinion.
Much better than that. Like, I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen came out at like the same time, and it's like, that's what you can do, and this is what we're getting. And I'm like,
You actually sound like an anime.
That's funny how he says Jujutsu Kaisen came out and that's what it can do. But that's comparing the beginning of JJK with the ending of AOT. And considering how JJK ended recently in the manga, is that even a better ending compared to AOT? Aren't they all fucking upset and mad?
This is you're naming studios.
I like the fact that you know what like the base level of Mappa is like more than most people.
Now I'm just pissing off your audience.
Most of them don't come here for anime, but they're like, oh my god, they're gonna speak about it.
Yeah, because like I didn't expect that you would just name drop an anime studio, because that's like, even you call yourself a casual anime fan, but that level of knowledge is even more than most people I talk to, you know.
So you like Jujutsu Kaisen as well then?
Yeah.
I fucking love Jujutsu Kaisen.
Wow, not like him.
Well,
What the hell? I thought this is JJK slander. Hold up, sorry. The hell? Jujutsu Kaisen is not mid. Oh, I read the thumbnail wrong. I'm just stupid and dyslexic.
Okay, Jujutsu Kaisen's story is like whatever. It's so like by the books.
Right.
It's so plain, but I feel like it leans into that, and it's like, you're just here to watch cool animation. You're just here to watch.
Basically, simple story, hype action. It knows what it is, and it delivers on that hype. Therefore, it's good.
Watch cool fights.
Yes.
It's like
I love this show so much.
It's like Naruto again, but it's like we cut out all the annoying shit and just. It's like, here's
Naruto getting strays. All the annoying shit.
it's just fight scenes. Like, go for it. No one.
Also, Naruto doesn't have like Todo, so like
That's true.
Yeah, but Naruto has Rock Lee. Naruto has Itachi. Naruto has a lot of other cool characters. Like Aoi Todo is great, but like, so what?
It's like the best character in any show ever.
But it does have Kakashi, which is just basically Gojo, just like all over again, you know?
Kakashi. Yeah, there is a lot of similarity here, right? I think there's a lot of inspiration taken from Kakashi, right, for Gojo?
Yeah, but Gojo's more marketable, right? Gojo's really...
He's younger. He's sexier.
He is way more marketable. Hotter, younger, better, stronger.
The younger, sexier Kakashi.
You know what I mean?
But I did watch Naruto for the first time like last year.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Wait, you watched it? Oh,
For the first time.
You watched Naruto for the first time in 2021.
Well,
I did too.
Yeah, because
I remember you texting me about it actually.
Yeah.
You were like, do you think I should? And I was like, I mean, you go for it. Like, yeah.
Because my girlfriend had watched it growing up, and that's what got her into stuff. And she lived in Japan actually for a long time. And
really?
Girlfriend's a weeb.
Japanese and everything.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
She that was like that stuff was what got her into it.
Right.
And then since I don't have any nostalgia for it, I was like, let's watch it now and see if it holds up. And we kind of did
get a non-biased view on it.
Yeah, we did like the non-filler sort of.
I feel like a non-biased view. What does that mean? That you're watching it after you're grown up? I think you're gonna have a totally different experience watching Naruto as a child compared to when you've grown up and your prefrontal cortex has, actually developed, right? There's definitely, you're gonna be more probably harsher on it. So I guess the non-bias here means, all right, stop glazing as a child being hyped up. Look at it objectively and see if it's actually good.
Stuff like people had listed on like Reddit what like the key ones to
There's
watch
websites dedicated
Yeah.
to the filler.
There's
You
like
basically cut out like a third of Naruto.
yeah.
Regarding Naruto filler, I used to hate that shit too until I realized more about the industry and why the fillers exist compared to One Piece. I think that Naruto fillers are actually amazing because the fillers give enough time for the team to pump out episodes, canon episodes, that's very packed with actual content. Look at One Piece and like Dressrosa, and just every episode, you're stretching nothing. You're trying to milk you're trying to milk a rock. There's nothing coming out. The fillers exist so that when the actual canon episodes show up, it is great.
Yeah.
So we did that, and I was like, it's still way too long.
Yeah.
I was like, we need a Naruto Kai to come out with, or a Brotherhood or something.
Right.
Yeah, because like I'm curious since.
Dude, if they did a Naruto remake, like what Wit Studios is doing for One Piece remake, I'd be so down.
So you've watched Naruto last year. I've always thought that it's like if you read the manga, maybe it would be a much better experience. But I think with the way anime production was back then, with a lot of filler, not just in episodes, but within certain scenes, it would just have dragged so much.
Yeah.
Giga base take, exactly. Without the fillers, shit would have dragged because there's no content. Like One Piece during Dressrosa.
Do you think it's a good show?
I think it is. I think it has a lot of heart to it, and I think knowing the pedigree that it has and the fact that it started all of those trends that and Dragon Ball kind of like pioneered a lot of that like long drawn out battle kind of shit.
Yeah.
And the fact that that's why I was saying like Jujutsu Kaisen feels like that but modernized.
Yeah.
More
They cut out
concise.
a lot of the nonsense, but at the same time they cut out most of the
I love how
hard
Jack
stuff.
has more of an in-depth
This is amazing.
opinion on Jujutsu Kaisen compared to like most people.
I do agree though. Jujutsu Kaisen is just like we're getting on with it. Shit's happening.
Yeah.
Always like the first episode, like they just get right into it. Whereas like you can tell shows from like 2000s when they take their sweet fucking time to like.
Yeah, it takes like fucking like 27 episodes to get something going. Promise, man. By episode 30, it's actually gonna get good.
Let anything happen in this.
Oh, like Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer.
Whoa, Demon Slayer, but that's like a modern show too. Demon Slayer that slow in the beginning?
Demon Slayer's like Naruto, but the exact same. Where it's
Really?
like all the annoying characters, all the filler shit, all of
Low-key based. Jacksepticeye shitting on Demon Slayer. Hates the fucking characters. I was very opposed to Demon Slayer in season 1 as well, because I was like, I don't care. This is the most generic fucking backstory. Oh my god, Tanjiro and his family his family died when he came back home, but like I don't know them, whatever, and we're just fighting shit, okay. But the hate died down as I watched Mugen Train arc and the upper ranks showed up in the fight scenes, and I was like, holy shit. And by the Entertainment District arc, I was just livid about Demon Slayer, where I was like, yep, Unga Bunga Slayer, don't care. Simple, very simple story, but hype fight scenes, so fuck it, let's get going.
the like drawn out battles.
Right.
The animation's so good. Just do that over and over again.
Was there any animes you watched that you were like, I'll give it a shot, and you were like very surprised that you enjoyed it?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yo, when are we gonna watch this anime, man? How is Brotherhood never mentioned when I pull for a community series? I'm shocked that nobody has ever even mentioned Full Metal Alchemist. Like, we've been watching a lot of old animes. Even right now, we're finishing off Steins Gate, but ain't nobody ever watched, list FMA in the community post.
I love that show.
Yeah,
It's
same.
I love Full Metal Alchemist. It's amazing.
Who's
it's
your favorite character?
It's Ed. Everyone
Main
loves
character?
Ed.
Shit, he's right.
Told the truth.
That was one I had heard a lot of.
Yeah.
Like, Brotherhood
Brotherhood
was
is
out.
really good.
And then I watched it and I was like, and then it became my favorite of all time.
Wow.
Because I was like,
Damn.
it's just
Yeah.
lean. It has a story to tell. It gets in, gets out.
favorite of all time. I mean, Brotherhood was, you know, #1 on my anime list for the longest time until Freerun took over, right? So I guess it just really stands up against times. It's not like a product of its time. What the hell is he looking at me like that for? Anyway, man, staring at me. But FMA Brotherhood, it sounds like this is not a product of its time, but rather a timeless classic.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think, like, for the anime community, Fullmetal Alchemist is kind of like the godfather of, like, anime. You know what I mean? Where it's just, like, on the top of, like, every top anime list of all time.
It's like sacrilege if you don't watch it.
It's just always on the top.
That's the thing where I feel like, oh my god, because I was so focused on only watching Battle Shonen as a child, I never got to see all these other legendary old animes like Steins Gate or, you know, even FMA Brotherhood. So, like, shit, like, that's like baby's first anime that gets recommended, right? Anytime new people show up in the anime, you know, place and they want to be recommended animes to watch, a lot of people just give them what, like Attack on Titan? Fucking Death Note too, I hear? Like FMA Brotherhood? I feel like we gotta check this out very soon.
But because everyone looks there and they're just like, yeah, you know, it's probably the top. You know, I'm not gonna argue that Fullmetal Alchemist. You know, like I haven't even seen it, and I'm just like, yeah, it's probably the top. You know,
well, that was why I watched it because it was on the top
He hasn't seen it?
of everyone's list, and I was like, sure, I'll give it a shot, and I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it feels really unremarkable when you start watching it, but something about it just keeps you so engaged. And I don't know what quite it is.
Yeah,
I
actually,
think it's just like a really
just put it on now.
show.
We can watch it together.
live reaction. Right?
my fans have been trying to get me to watch for like 5-6 years now.
That's crazy. Guguk has never watched Brotherhood? Huh. What's up with that?
But like, yeah, as someone actually asking you guys an anime question, as someone who hasn't seen Fullmetal Alchemist, you know, you have shows like Attack on Titan, like Jujutsu Kaisen, like Demon Slayer, which, you know, is very much critically acclaimed, but there's always like there always seems to be like a group that like is like anti like tries to bring it down. Like
Yeah, because it's popular. Anytime you have something so fucking huge, there's going to be a group of vocal minority people who call it overrated, overhyped, glazed like nothing. They're just disingenuous people. It's just gonna happen as something is just inevitably so big. There's always gonna be like that.
The Attack on Titan is mid-crew, or the Jujutsu Kaisen is mid-crew, or whatever. But like, it just doesn't seem like that exists for Fullmetal Alchemist. And I was just
because those antis are most likely a bunch of new age kids who have gotten their fucking hands on a smartphone and start tweeting, you know, a bunch of rage bait content which never existed for FMA Brotherhood back in the day, and no one talks about FMA Brotherhood, you know, because it's such an old show. Therefore, you're not gonna have that group of people that are actively shitting on FMA Brotherhood because it's not trending.
just like,
It's
why?
because, well, I mean, for one, it's like a genuinely good show for one, but I think it's also the fact that now it's just put on such a legendary status that it's like, I don't know, there isn't, I think it's just a losing battle.
Yeah.
If you go out there and try to be that guy to be like, oh, I think it's fucking overrated or whatever.
I genuinely think that it's because, like, back then technology wasn't there where you had all these stupid kids rage baiting on social media like you see for every popular show that comes out recently. That plus the fact that it's such an old show, no one's even talking about it. Why talk about something so old when it's not trending and won't get you impressions? All the people that hate on stuff like that, they're not genuine about it. They're just rage baiting because it's easy to harm negative engagements through something that's trending. So I think a combination of those two factors is why you don't see people shitting on FMA Brotherhood like you see for a lot of these brand new shows that's pretty fucking popular.
But then everyone I think collectively is like, okay, sit down. You know, kind of like, all right, baby boy. You know?
It's very lean. Like it has like 65 episodes or something, which nowadays is like unheard of.
65 is lean. I mean, compared to, let's say, like Naruto or like other battle shonens where you have so many hundreds and hundreds of episodes, it is pretty lean.
Yeah.
It's just, I think because Brotherhood came out, it did a lot of the heavy lifting because the original one was kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Had filler stuff, and everyone's like, no one cares. So now they were just like, here's a decent story, start to finish, and it keeps like having twist and twist and twist, and the pace is pretty good, so.
Yeah, I think it was just like, just a well-oiled machine that just, you know, was good enough.
An interesting way to describe.
Yeah, it was like a well-oiled machine that just like it was lubed the fuck up. It was really smooth. It worked perfectly. Like everything it tried to do, it did well.
Yeah, it's also pretty mature for that era, I think.
Yeah, there's still a lot of like fucked up scenes, like even in today's standards.
I feel like the darkness is because it was old. I don't know exactly what it is, but I see a lot of memes about a dad with like a daughter and a dog. I can kind of connect the dots based on the memes, but in terms of like dark depictions, dark themes, back in the days, bro, like 90s and shit, weren't like cartoons and stuff like way more edgier and cold? Therefore, it makes sense why FMA Brotherhood would have a lot of darker themes compared to some modern shit where everything's trying to be all nice and fucking PG-13 for the Goo Goo Gaga baby audience. Like, even like, let's say Ben 10, the cartoon we're watching right now, you're not gonna have cartoons like that happening anymore, huh? Thank you. That's the bruh. With the raid. We're talking about old shows, but it's like, I think the darker, more edgier themes in anime is more prevalent back in the day compared to now in the modern era.
I think.
I think even like in the mainstream, I think Attack on Titan's the only thing really since that's like people are fucking dying left, right, and center.
Yeah. I mean, I think like Attack on Titan is because most time when an anime gets super popular, it's basically just Shonen Jump. It's shows like Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia.
And why do you think it gets popular? Because the biggest audience are young, impressionable kids who have no responsibilities but to watch anime. When you have a specific medium and genre of content that targets exactly that audience, of course you're gonna pop off, right? You think that grown-ass men with families, kids, fucking full-time job, like they have time to sit down and watch animes like that? No, right? It just makes sense to me that battle shonen animes are always going to be the most popular.
Yeah, then Attack on Titan has been like the adult show, I guess, the most adult show that's gotten as
more
close
seinen
to mainstream as I think anime has gotten.
Yeah,
no, it's still technically a shonen manga.
Yeah,
it is technically.
Even though it's
technically shonen manga, but that's based on the publication, right? Because I feel like it's categorically seinen.
It technically is published in a shonen magazine. It's seen as like more mature, especially you watch Attack on Titan, you're like, this ain't no My Hero Academia.
No, definitely not.
Do you have like a favorite anime or manga then?
Favorite anime is Full Metal.
Wow.
It used to be, well, it was like the first season of One Punch Man I really loved as well.
Oh, okay.
The second
Classic.
season was like a step down, and I was like, man, you could have just left it there. It would have been fine.
I think I know what your favorite manga is.
JC Staff getting strays.
It's Berserk, right?
Yeah.
You read Berserk?
I feel like anyone who's read Berserk.
I feel like all these suggestions are just top tier, right? Like I haven't seen or read these shows, but they are glazed like fucking crazy. These are very safe, popular picks.
Oh my god,
it's like top of their list.
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite too.
Because I started, and again,
if it's such a good manga, why can it not get a good anime adaptation, bro? What is up with that?
like Full Metal was like top of everyone's list, and I was like, Dark Souls, like FromSoft are huge into them. I was like, I'll give it a shot, and then I had the Dark Horse, like the black editions of
the
it.
thick ones,
I
right?
had like one of those for a long time, and I was like, pandemic's happening, I'll finally read it, and then just blasted through the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's same. I did it just pandemic as well. And fuck, man, I don't know.
It's
You
unreal.
can't put it down.
Anyone who's like hasn't read it and hears us talk like that, it's like it's worth it. There's a lot of it's really drawn out, but it's like the only thing that actually benefits from it, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Benefits from it being drawn out, even though he hated all the drawn out scenes in FMA Original and Naruto. So all that drawn out scenes, are they not filler compared to you? But he doesn't consider the quote unquote filler in Berserk. I don't know how that logic works.
No, I feel like the pacing is perfect for the story it wants to tell. It's not always like an action fest, but I feel like even like the quieter moments just draw you in and immerse you so much.
I think for me, the quieter moments of Berserk is what I enjoyed the most.
The quiet moments of Naruto and FMA Original are boring to them because it's just not well done. And they only want to see the fight scenes. But in Berserk, it's different. The quieter, the quote-unquote filler moments are very engaging. I'm just staring at Connor's nipple right now. You see this? It's highlighted in purple. It's staring at my soul right over here.
It hit really hard.
Yeah, because there are some panels that are just like so still, and yet it's like, I don't know, very intense at the same time. It's very difficult to explain, but like,
I just like the scale of it, because it sets up, it's like, okay, here's one bad guy, and then it follows that the entire way through. They're not like, here's an arc with that bad guy, and then it's someone else, and then you're like reeling through it, being like, okay, when do we get back to good shit again? It's like one pillar the entire way through, and then the hero is like, it doesn't do that stuff where like his power level goes down and then it goes back up and down. It's like, It's just very consistent the whole way through, and it's more about the interpersonal drama of it than anything.
I knew it was special because
Interpersonal drama that makes the slow moments more engaging compared to other shows like Naruto, where you just seem it's filler, bullshit, boring stuff. Jump to the fights.
you know when you get like 1/3 of the way through something and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm getting through this. Yeah. It's gonna end. I'm gonna have to say
When
bye.
you go to the golden age and it's like, wait,
No.
this isn't a flashback. This is the whole thing.
It's the whole thing.
And you're like, that's the prologue? That's the prologue to this story? But yeah, shame with that. We're never gonna see the end of it. I still haven't I've still not brought up the courage to read the final.
Rest in
few
peace,
chapters.
Mira.
I still haven't read the final volume. It's just been like sitting on my
I'm
shelf.
a bigger weeb than you guys are. What the
I've
fuck?
done it. I read it.
I bought it on release. I got like the special like soundtrack edition to it as well. And I don't want to read it because I know once I read that, that's
It's
it.
over.
There's no more Berserk.
There's no more
right?
Berserk.
I totally agree.
Have they said?
That's why I haven't finished Attack on Titan, by the way. I have a problem, and maybe some of you guys can share the same sentiment, where, like, before I started doing reactions. Now, obviously, I'm finishing a lot of stuff because it's just, you gotta get it done. But when I used to watch shows, like, I just wouldn't finish it. Even like Arcane Season 2, I didn't finish it for whatever reason. And in the back of my head, it's like the journey always continues because I didn't finish it. It's a combination of not wanting something so good to finish and procrastination that manifests in this feelings of, I don't want to finish it because it's so good, and I'd rather have this illusion in my head that it's still going. I don't know.
Just, like, definitively if it's like done now or not.
So for a little while, there was this rumor that was going around where
Also, the other reason I didn't finish Arcane is I read some comments about how the ending was so rushed and they ended with some bullshit kumbaya stuff, and that was like, oh, not a very good ending, huh? Maybe I don't want to finish it. That also played a part into it.
Accenture, the publishers, were thinking about continuing on the series, and then it got a ton of backlash online.
Yeah.
Just being like, no, dude, just let it go to rest. So right now we don't know yet. There is a possibility that they might. I personally don't want that because because again, like, I haven't read the last couple of chapters, but I heard that like the last couple of chapters actually kind of has like a somewhat round ending to it, right? Or I guess
It feels like you're getting very very to the end.
Yeah.
Almost, in a weird way.
You can kind of predict what you think will happen.
And
I don't feel like, obviously Miura is like one of the arguably the greatest mangaka who's ever lived.
Yeah.
Especially with his masterpiece Berserk, and just who would even want to try to even take up that mantle? Like I wouldn't want to be that person, and like, two, it kind of just feels, to me at least, it kind of feels disrespectful if someone passes away, and there are some instances that maybe
like someone passes away and the fandom is begging for more Berserk content rather than saying rest in peace Miura, right? Maybe it's better to just shut it down and let the series die with its creator rather than trying to milk the series for what it's got because of the handhold name Berserk.
maybe,
You could also have the other perspective of you're actually continuing the series and finishing it out of respect for Miura. It really depends on perspectives of how you see it. Is it disrespectful that you're trying to finish it because people simply want that Berserk content, even if the author has passed away? Or is it actually very respectful that on behalf of the author that you're going to continue, inherit his will and finish off what he sought out to, end? I don't know. It's really perspectives.
some people can continue on their vision if they know what's going to happen. But in this case, it just feels like such a personal story that I don't really feel like anyone can tell it but Miura himself.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get like a thing of like his notes or like an art book of what he was thinking would happen. I feel like that's the best way because then people can just make up their own endings.
Fill in the blanks, right?
I'd never be disappointed by an ending that doesn't happen.
Yeah, true. I saw something similar to that when I went to the Berserk exhibit though. There was like a
You're just trying to rub it in now.
Bunch of shit because it's like really just super fine stuff, like very, very basic shapes for characters who then ended up being, characters like Zod or like, these like insane.
I didn't click on this video to listen to Berserk. I clicked onto the video to listen about Jujutsu Kaisen. I feel like we got clickbaited, but hey, it is what it is. Jacksepticeye has some pretty good anime preferences though, huh? Nothing super obscure, right? Nothing super niche and, you know, crazy like old animes or stuff that, you know, that no one really talks about. But of all the popular stuff, these are really good picks, right? FMA Brotherhood, Berserk, Attack on Titan he enjoyed except the ending, Jujutsu Kaisen he loves, he considers Demon Slayer shit. Hey, that's pretty good. Please go check out. Oh. Trash Taste Highlight Channel. And Ludwig actually has good anime taste. I might have to watch this immediately after, actually. Part of me wants to watch this because Sword Art Online is on the thumbnail and maybe he talks good things about SAO. Anyways, please go check out the channel. Give it a like if you did. See you next time.